Okay, now I have another video. This is one of those what if videos because this is a theory again, right? Um, and this is on this what if. Oh shit, that's almost done. What if Ace or no? What if Luffy had 2 devil fruits? All right, this is crazy now, but it's a theory and things happen in One Piece, right? So. The scenario is Akahinu's fighting against Sabo. And remember what happened to Ace. And it's a flame fruit user. And against Akahinu. I don't know. It would be a closer fight because Sabo is more effective at using the dough fruit and he's better at using his hockey and shit and knowing when to use it. Like, he's just better than Ace was. Key is like more intelligent and stuff. Even if that's the case, Sabo still ends up dying against Akainu. Luffy finds out about it through means I don't know. He finds out somehow. Then he, but like somebody gives Luffy the devil fruit. They're like, well, Sabo died and his last wish was that, you get his devil fruit. So Luffy eats the flame fruit and becomes like Blackbeard. He has 2 devil fruit powers. Sanganika fruit and the flame fruit. When his brothers are with him at all times. He basically can become intangible now, like fire. And then in conjunction with his other devil fruit, he could like really, he could fuck people's days up even worse. He can cause like fires to happen in like random ass ways that we can only imagine. What he would be able to do and shit like that. But he does that, and he does it in order to fight against Akainu and Blackbeard. Not at the same time, but and he doesn't need the second devil fruit to fight Akainu. Just off of him killing Sabo, if that's the case, right? Luffy is already like amped up. You killed one of my brothers, and then you took another one away from me. Bitch, you're already in the fucking grave, nigga. Like you have no chance, man. But like with that, it would just be like, that would be crash for Luffy, kind of. It's like Sun God Nika, and then he has the flame powers with it. A sun is hot. It's like, fire. So it's like, okay, if he gets a second devil fruit, I think it'd be that one. I don't think it's gonna be something like, I don't know. He couldn't use Law's devil fruit. Like, I just think that Luffy would need a little more time to fuck around with that if he had a second devil fruit. Like, it makes sense to me. It's a paramecia devil fruit that allows the user to do doctor work, essentially. Operations. Do you really see Luffy doing any kind of, like, operations on people in any kind of fucking... Yeah, he's not doing that. We know our boy's not doing shit like that. Nigga's gonna, fuck around and not use the devil fruit, right? He couldn't use, I wouldn't think that Bonnie would die at all. So he wouldn't be using her devil fruit either. But he would be able to use it better than, Law's devil fruit. Let me see. Yeah, it just makes sense to me. Sabo dies, he gets the devil fruit, he fights against Akainu, and then he has a great fight with Blackbeard. But Blackbeard, still loses that fight because it's Luffy, and he's the main character. Can't be me. He does that though. That's what I think. I think that's a possibility at least. I ain't saying it's gonna happen, but I don't personally, I don't see any other devil fruits that Luffy could eat if they find out that Luffy can eat a second devil fruit. Or out of just, they want Luffy to have it. That would end up playing out like in a impulsive way where they're like, okay, this is, Sabo's devil fruit. He wanted you to have it when he passed away. Instead of thinking how he thought at the Coliseum, okay, I'm going to give it to one of my crew members if I win this. And he'll just eat it right there. He's like, okay. And then they'll be like, Luffy, why'd you do that? And he's going to be like, I have to keep my brothers close. And I have to, go fucking, end somebody who, did that. When that time comes. And it would come because Akainu would try to find Luffy's dick. Like, fully. And be like, oh, I don't like that. And then, no. Then he's, done. That would be, man, I think a mid-diff fight. If he has both done, mid to high diff. But yeah, that was a theory right here. It ain't as cool. I guess it's not as cool as the other one I have, but it kind of made sense to me a little bit. And that's if, he figures out how to eat 2 devil fruits, like Blackbeard. But yeah, stay cool, corner.